Attack!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Big Head Saturday edition of the Smack Attack. I am your host, Jimmy T. He is my co-host, R to the B to the V, and you are watching and listening live on Hammy Media Group's YouTube channel and, of course, on channelattitude.com after the fact. Rick, welcome back to your show. And, yeah, what a busy week it's been in pro wrestling, right? I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, brother. Right here on the HMG, we got them big-time talking heads, Jimmy T, RBV. I hope everybody got their electrolytes ready to go because, hey, I got some of these topics I am hot on. Others I am super hot on. But we're going to jump into all that, Jimmy T. But you know what? First and foremost, man, brother, I wanted to thank you. Thank you, Jimmy T.
Thank you, if anything. But anyway,
look, you helped change the entire world to a magnitude that I don't even think that you really know how impactful you have been. But of course, we're celebrating a birthday of a culinary icon. Of course, I'm talking about hashtag Cincy style, hashtag God's Chili. Cincinnati chili is 103 years old today, man. My favorite food, Cincinnati chili, is 103 years old. And you know, hey, and the tie-ins with you, Jim, which is very fitting that we're recording here today, because our chili, man, and this is where it came from. Again, it started here in Cincinnati 103 years ago today. Empress Chili opened in October 1922 in downtown Cincinnati. Two brothers, Tom and John Kierjeff, immigrants from Macedonia, started the small shop next to the Empress Theater. Thus the name Empress Chili, the first Cincinnati chili parlor. But yeah, brother, our chili is essentially a Greek stew. So we have our tie-ins with you.
I'm laughing about that because, first of all, I appreciate you saying that, right? Because there's been a dispute. There's a country called Northern Macedonia. And then there's the region of Macedonia, just to quickly put it out there. So, you know, the region of Macedonia, 90% of it, of the ancient Macedonia, is in Greece. The current country is a new country formed in 91, which are Slavs. They're technically Bulgarians, and they're trying to claim our stuff, unfortunately. So they're imposters, but I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, as long as they don't come after that chili. Yeah, ours is a Greek stew. You know, some of our basic ingredients. We have a lot of cinnamon there, chocolate in there, some different herb spices that go into it. But yeah, ours is more of a topping. It is complemented either by like a bed of spaghetti. You can put it on a hot dog in a bun. And of course, you got to complement it with that finely shredded cheddar cheese and some onions, some beans, however you want to do it. But happy birthday to Cincinnati chili, my favorite delicacy. A international culinary icon, Jimmy T. Hey, man, we have got a lot, as you said, in pro wrestling to talk about. But I love talking my eats, man. Hashtag RBV eats out. Hey, and our lead story here today, brother, it has to do with pro wrestling and foodies. Last night, after SmackDown aired here in the States on the USA Network, we got our first look at a two-part debut. He's branching out. He was already larger than life, big time in the ring, but he's branching out. Braun Strowman's new show, Braun Strowman's Everything on the Menu, debuted. And I do, man, I got to give a clap there, a hat tip. Big dog stepping out of the ring. He was looking to, you know, kind of show his personality, spread his wings. This was a solid, tremendous first outing here for Braun Strowman. Jimmy, basically, I mean, we've all seen him out there. The foodie type shows where they visit the cities, they hit the hot spots, they see the hot dishes, what the places are known for. They do a few of them, then they do like a highlight restaurant at the end. So it kind of follows that same basic structure so people are comfortable with it. And that is maybe one of the only knocks with it. I would like to see him evolve, and we'll talk about that. But it was cool that, usually we see like a celebrity chef or something like that. So it was cool to see one of our own in wrestling doing this.
Yeah, no, you're right, actually. But now that reminds me, is this similar to the Action Bronson sort of eating show, if you know what I mean? That was on
Which
Vice a few. Do you know who Action Bronson is, the rapper?
I have no idea who that is. So you have to. What was his style? I mean, a lot of these follow the same kind of just formatting inside the show. So basically, what you get here, and this is pretty cool because all right, so it makes sense here because the last time that Braun Strowman was signed with WWE, his run on SmackDown, they were filming this season. So really? they tie in where he's at with SmackDown touring, and then he goes and hits the city to get something to eat, and he tries out a couple spots. Like on the second episode, like the first episode, they were somewhere in Texas, so you got to look at barbecue. The second one, they were in Washington. So as he's visiting these things and talking about, like, man, I work up an appetite. Damian Priest was kicking my head in an hour again. I need, so they're showing that footage. They're going and showing the triple threat that night that he had against Damian Priest in Jacob Fatu. So they're kind of tying in the wrestling footage there. And it's cool when this guy, when Braun Strowman walks in, what is he like? He's 6'9", 360 freaking pounds. This guy's walking in on a food show. You're like, whoa, all right, something big's about to happen here. So we hit some of those local spots. And then at the end of it, which again, what I like, because it's usually, you get like a celebrity chef, something like that. So it's nice to see an athlete like this, sports entertainer like Braun, especially someone of his stature. When you walk in, you kind of know this guy's a big deal. So you're you're gonna guess this guy is a professional wrestler. This is a big guy, and it is. I know for editing and to hype it up and all, but it is kind of cool to see some of the facials that people get. The surprise, the shock, the awe when he comes in. But yeah, the first one they did some brisket was absolutely. If you're gonna hit Texas, you're hitting barbecue. So they hit a bunch of them there. Then they went to DC. We'll talk about some of those items in a little bit here, but I do got to give kudos to him. He showed a lot of personality there. But the big catch is they go to like two small spots, and then they go to their main one. And that's the name, everything on the menu. So they just load it up. They literally, it looks like they're making about the entire menu. So Braun's got this big old table, but it's not like one of those things where he's sitting there trying to eat everything. So it's not like a competitive eating, man versus food.
He's just trying everything if he likes it.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about it, because a lot of those shows, they go to the local famous joint. This is what we're known for. We're going to make you this. Well, this gives you a variety. You get to see the different things that he's sampling. So I know on the last one, two of them that really stuck to me. There was like a crab smoked egg rolls that look freaking amazing, and obviously you're going to have all the brisket and things like that. Then you've also got, did I freeze up?
Yeah, for a second. Sorry.
All right. So where I'm at here, it might be me. I got some storms here in the southern Ohio area. But in that first place that he stopped at, or on the first episode, man, they had these out there. If anybody can get their hands on these things, look for them. I've had it. They are absolutely incredible. But peanut butter infused chicken wings, like the hot wings with a peanut butter and jelly.
No.
Jelly? Yes, absolutely incredible. If you can find
bro.
Yeah, and if you can find a burger out there with peanut butter and jam on a burger, get it. It'll blow you.
I don't mind peanut butter and jelly. I actually don't mind peanut butter and jelly. I get a craving for it here and there, but with friggin' hot wings or on a burger, I don't know, bro.
The flavors that way that they come together, and you gotta and like make sure it's not like Smucker's strawberry or grape. But it's if you get especially with the bourbon bacon infused jam, dude, hey, you're saying the only one that cared about it, man. It's a great show. It's a great opportunity for him, and it's a great deal. It's a great spot for future as a ambassador for Braun Strowman and for the company to use him. Kind of getting at, but I'm talking about food. And then on the back side of it, man, he had he goes to, they're in Washington, in DC, and they've got this place, Ben's Chili Bowl. famous across the country. If you're in that area, it's like a must try. But they've got the half smoked sausages, the hot dogs there. You call them
Half smoked?
well, they're smoked before they're grilled. So that's
Okay.
you smoke them, then you grill them, so you get that good rich flavor on the outside. A nice
Right.
crispy casing to hold in all those juices. Those doggies got a little bark, little bite on that.
Yeah. I
But
love hot dogs, man.
you can smother them in chili, cheese like that. But what I think is really cool for Braun here is this adds to his value with the company.
But
Go ahead.
well, he's not technically part of the company anymore, though.
He's still got a partnership with it. I wholeheartedly believe, when he mentioned, they're going to run contract cycles with him. When there's a spot for him to come in, he'll come in at his pay, run that use, tell out those storylines, and then step back here. That's probably the best way for this company to utilize these big men.
I agree with you.
They don't know what they're doing, booking a big man. They haven't booked a big man correctly in how long, Jimmy?
I don't think any pro wrestling promotion right now on the planet knows how to book a big man. Let's be honest.
Absolutely. I mean, you got guys like Omos and those that should be these amazing special attractions just sitting on the shelf. At least Omos is collecting that paycheck.
But why would they do that with Omos, man? They're idiots, bro. Straight up.
There's plenty of spots for him because they're these great special attractions. But for Braun, this adds to his value for the company. And you got to believe, just because he might not be in with WWE right now, he's working with those agents at TKO on that much higher level. Right.
And it's a separate contract too, apparently.
Yeah. And it adds value to the television negotiations. When you're USA and you're like, man, this product, this blue brand product, it's giving us the blues. This sucks. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have to talk about that. But if we've got other attractions, now we're giving you this show. They already gave Ms. and Mrs. We got this kind of cool show here. So those are more value. Now, also in a sense of that, I would love to see them do this. Now, you have to go through some production and you could grow the show like this. Maybe season 2, this is something you could do like this. But let's say like coming up next week, we got WWE takes over Salt Lake City. And they got that big. We got Friday night, Saturday night there. And that's how they run now. They take over these metropolis areas.
That. Right.
They're selling, and these cities are bidding and paying big time dollars for this. Like what you guys did, like what Perth did down there to outfit everybody, to bring in that whole weekend. What you guys had, it was, they had 3 days of big programming down there.
They had Raw, SmackDown, and a PLE all in the same week.
Right. So you could do something really, really cool. Like we've already seen them add in. Like I'm probably sure they had some extra things like like we regularly hear, like, hey, come for $2,300, you can see Hall of Famer Michelle McCool and her husband.
Her husband. Wonder who that is.
$25,000 you can eat at Waffle House with John Cena. So you could use something like this. Hey, we're going to be in Salt Lake City Thursday through Sunday. Keep your eyes out in the city because Braun Strowman's going to be out filming his new show, Everything on the Menu. Now, people are going to try to
going worldwide too doing this. I can actually see that, man.
Yeah. And would it be cool? Now people are going to be like, oh man, where's he going to be at in Salt Lake? Let's go check out. Now you're helping boost that local economy. What other piece of advice I would give for Braun here? Because, of one of the things that it does follow that regular format, that blueprint for the foodie shows where, okay, we go in, we have a little conversation, we eat the thing. I think it'd be especially cool if with everything on the menu and he's sampling, he brings in a team with him. And now this would be a great way maybe he could bring in some pro wrestlers. I wouldn't do just pro wrestlers. I'd bring in people from television, from the big screen, from sports. Example again, if they came out and said, hey, we're going to be filming season 2 Braun Strowman's Everything on the Menu, Salt Lake City this week, and he's going to be joined by, maybe reach out, get the BYU football coach. I think they're in that area. BYU's got a hot program right now. Even better, how about even if you want a wrestling tie, probably the biggest celebrity name ever with Salt Lake City, this one, the mailman, Carl Malone, who has wrestling ties. What if you could get him to come join and sit down with Braun and do the sample and they do a little interview kind of thing? Now we're blending those worlds. That also works for other partnerships with ESPN, with Netflix, all of that kind of world. I think that would be such a cool dynamic for him there. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. If you guys didn't check it out, Braun Strowman, everything on the menu, give it a look. Support the big man. It ups his value. Kudos to him, man. Big shout out to Braun Strowman for that.
Well, before we move on, what channel is it on again?
Well, it's USA, so it's NBC Universal.
I was gonna say.
So it was right after SmackDown. Now it's what airs. So you got the international, so you're not getting that on the Netflix.
Oh, I don't know. No, not on Netflix, obviously, but it might be on, say, Fox 8 for me, for example. That type of show could be on Fox. For me, but I don't know. I haven't checked it out. I have to see.
Or if anyone still hasn't canceled their Peacock, I'm sure it's probably available there after the fact. Especially on that Peacock, firing it up tonight for a little Halloween havoc, just a couple hours away.
Oh, it's on tonight, sure. And can I ask you a quick question? We said a nice main event coming up next week, for example. Is that only on the clock, or is that also on NBC, like usual?
It is just a Peacock exclusive now.
That's interesting.
Well, it almost seems after WWE went in there and pulled some of those shenanigans and said, "Hey, we've lived up to our dates on our PLEs. We're out of here.
Right now, NBC.
We're out of here. We're heading to ESPN." Sorry,
and
Cox.
before the contract is over too.
Well, they fulfilled their main roster dates. So
right they added more shows. You're right. That's
because
true.
when they did the 2-nighters, it extended it out.
Right. Yeah.
For those pay-per-views.
It's still dodgy, though. It's a bit dodgy, but still they did it. Right.
They took off for ESPN. We can sit and say, is that right or wrong? Because, did they have all those ducks in a row to make that move? How has that transition been? But it kind of left Peacock, left them at the short end of the stick. They've still got the NXT programs, but I mean, come on, who's really, if you really want to watch those NXTs, you're kind of hipping up to the scene to go to figure out where to go find those.
Well, to be fair, at least they're doing pretty well on CW. I mean, they're beating AEW week in, week out pretty much in the ratings. Well,
right? I've looked at those because you're looking at an open air network.
Right,
CW is reaching damn near every household, or has the capability to reach every household in the United States, as compared to TBS.
Because that's a cable network.
Right. And before we just sat down, I just recorded an episode of the 10 Count, which I'll be uploading here this afternoon. Checked it out. Paz and I running through a bunch of really cool, up-to-date topics. But he has a show, The Business of the Business, where they deep dive into all those numbers, and you really start looking at now this new algorithm, calculation formula for how they do these ratings. I don't think they really understand it yet. It's so according to those statistics, less than 50% of American households have cable.
Wow, that many people have disconnected.
Hold on, that's and I threw that out there. That's misleading, Jimmy,
right?
Because that's just traditional Spectrum, AT&T running a cord into your house. That's not necessarily accounting for like someone like me.
Satellites as well, or YouTube television, for example.
Like YouTube, I have YouTube,
right?
And so that's not accounting for me. So I still have access to all the cable, but it's not
right. Even though it's not like traditional cable, like literally to your friggin' TV, like the cable. You know what I mean?
Right. So anybody that's using YouTube TV,
right?
YouTube TV, Hulu TV, those aren't necessarily. They're getting like a portion of it. So those numbers are really, really skewed in how they're trying to rate who's watching what right now.
I don't know how it's working these days in the US, but recently I got offered to join the Nielsen, the rating system over here, right? Because it's also Nielsen doing it in Australia. Now, to accommodate the streaming stuff, like online stuff, so they're aware that people might have cable via like online, for example. I mean, I do that. That's what I'm doing too. I'm not using traditional cable anymore, but I've got cable still via the internet. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in saying that, so basically, remember the old Nielsen systems, like if you press the button for the show you're watching and whatnot. Now they got two separate boxes where one's like streaming related and one's like television related. So if you're watching cable, traditional cable, or just open air television, you press one button. And if you're watching it through streaming, you press the other and then that's how they mix it together.
Interesting. You should do it, brother. You
Yeah.
should do it. Yeah, it's
I
just
did.
weird.
I signed up for it,
It's a
right?
little above my
Initially.
pay grade.
Yeah, well, they're going to give me like $200 worth of gift cards, which is pretty cool for signing up. So,
Damn, you can't beat that, man. All right, then. So yeah, man. Congratulations to Braun Strowman there. I enjoyed. Encourage people to check that out. Also, again, you know what? I just got so much praise for you today, Jimmy. You turned me on to this thing. I knew it existed. But I really wasn't, I was like, maybe I'll watch it later. And you kept pushing me like, you got to watch this. You got to watch this, man. And it is the new documentary that is out there from Killer, aka Karrion Kross. Damn, what a good piece of work here, brother.
Absolutely. And I don't want to like give anything away. I've already praised it on previous shows, but man, the way he articulates what happened in WWE and whatnot, it's pretty amazing the way he puts it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you understand what's going on, but like, he doesn't mention actual names, but you know who and what he's talking about. You know what I mean? So I found that very cool. Look, I feel like WWE have kind of, it wasn't about the money for him, like he mentioned. I mean, he got offered a shitload of money apparently, but even though he's giving money from his book too, he's giving portions of his book sales to WWE, but they don't even want to figure that out into the contract either. Basically, they don't give a shit about what he says and what he's done with that book. Who cares if you're the number one, author on the planet right now? Like, they didn't care about that, and that's always been WWE's sort of way, don't you think? Like, when it comes to stuff like that.
That's right. I mean, they are the top dogs. They rule the roost. So if they weren't going to kind of drive your direction, then nobody was. They were going to do everything they could to put a roadblock in front of it. Just not speed bumps, but an absolute concrete barrier roadblock in the way. But the piece itself, and again, we can give away some of the stuff here because to really feel the message that Kross is projecting, you've got to go check this out. Production through the roof. He's done some amazing things in the past with all of his work. This is another level, next level stuff. You can feel the emotion coming through the screen, what he's trying to project there. Also throughout, it's about an hour 25 watch, and there's others involved that are working the indies that kind of had the same experience with the machine. It's the WWE. They're not directly point fingers. We know who they're talking about, some of the names that are involved there. And they're telling their story and what professional wrestling has meant to them. But I think, when you really start to listen, it's just not about professional wrestling. It's about life lessons and your direction and what, the pride you should take in yourself to want more, to be able to excel there. We've got some names in there. Rich Holiday.
Darby Allin's in there as well.
Darby Allin, appearances by Sting.
Oh, yes, exactly. Sting and his son.
Sting's son is involved in there. And in the end of it is one of the messages. And Scarlett really, and she kind of narrates this part of it.
That's harsh too, man.
It is going somewhere and giving your all and hoping to get noticed, to be able to get that next level, to reach your dream, and then coming to this harsh realization that no matter what you do, how good you want to be, if they don't want you to be that, they have the ability to take that away from you. But the overall message is, don't let that deter you. Don't let that stop you. Don't work for their praise. Do it for you.
Absolutely. The only thing is, he's got to be careful though, man, because I don't know if he's able to even go to AEW if he wanted to. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So
I think if there's anybody out there that should especially be watching,
it'd be AEW, right?
That documentary, testimonial, coming of truth. I love that you said that, because that was one of my biggest thoughts there as I was wrapping it up. Is it's kind of a rallying cry in independent wrestling. If we can come together from one side of the rail to the other, to the locker room, maybe there is a little bit of a movement that can be made now. But on the scale that's happening there with Cross, that'd be like us gathering, just a small country, grabbing a small army and going up against, Russia or, the United States or China, and you would just get slaughtered.
Jesus.
But
that's an understatement, bro.
But if this could resonate and sit inside of Tony Khan's, not just his mind, his consciousness, his heart, his soul, his every ounce of being, this is the drive, the message that AEW should be projecting. Absolutely. Let's go at the machine, and we got $1 billion general that can
make people want to get behind them, man, if they did that.
Well, and it's one of those things, and this goes outside of them reaching outside of their niche, the sickos, right, if you will. This takes you to a broader audience. WWE has outright, openly said, we no longer need what was the foundation, the core of the wrestling fan, the blue collar, the right, get up before the sun, get home after the sun set, chop wood, carry water, lay in brick. Joe Six-Pack living vicariously through the larger-than-life stars of professional wrestling. WWE has come right out and said, not that we don't need you, we don't want you anymore.
Yeah, literally.
We're worried about high-end, top target ticket prices, corporate sponsorships, corporate buyouts. Metropolis is sending, tax breaks galore, just outright bidding wars for our services. And if you want to create lasting family memories that you had, like when you were a kid, it's going to cost you about $1,500 to go to a regular show now. That's where we're at. So if you're AEW, I know we've been preaching, we've been screaming this on our platform, but this right here should be a realization with this Cross piece that Tony Khan should jump on board with. This is your battle cry. Bring on a frontline soldier, a general like Cross. Really listen to the message that he has, those that he has rallied around him. It's already obvious. You've got guys in your own camp, Tony. Darby, Sting Sung, they're there. There's many, many more that want to do this.
It's true, man.
Get out of your own way. Pick up your damn ass head out of that fish tank and listen.
Literally.
Yeah. And listen to the message and get on board with the movement.
I agree 100%. And that's the message that AEW should be portraying. But unfortunately for them, they just seem to miss the boat all the time. So hopefully they do get on the Cross bandwagon, and he should fly the flag for Team AEW if they sign him. He has badmouthed them in the past, though. That's the only thing I'm worried about. And Tony, he holds grudges.
You got to put that beyond him. Going into it, I even had reservations with it. That's why I kept putting it off, because I asked you, I said, well, Cross is kind of faded. What's he been doing? I didn't know what his direction. I'm still not sure maybe what his next step is.
I don't
maybe
think
what his end game is.
Right.
But, listening to that, man, he did such a great job with it. The message is loud and clear. I mean, it resonated with me. There could be something special here. He just needs more fuel on that fire.
It's a shame.
Going before I watched this piece, going into it, I was comparing how Cross left with how Cody left. Cody went out there to blaze his own path, his story, which he did. But you look at how he did that. Cross immediately came firing out of the gate. Where you want Cross? Where's he at? He was on the book tour, came a top seller, but it quickly faded. And the only thing next thing I know, the Devil's return, and then maybe a highlight of him chucking a girl through a low ceiling at a VFW or something like that. Where Cody, on the other hand, he went out and immediately started wrestling big names. Like his first match out there was like Kurt Angle. And
he done the list, if you remember, before he even debuted on the Indies or any other promotion, which was smart too.
Right. So, I mean, that helped him out there. So he's working with bigger names. And let's be honest, those bigger names aren't available on Indies right now.
And that's what I was going to say. With Cody, he was the right time, the perfect time for him to branch away from WWE and create his own path. Whereas I think with Cross right now, like right place, wrong time, per se, if you know what I mean. It's not the right time for him to be. It's going to be very difficult for him right now to be doing that sort of movement like Cody and the Bucks did, at that time.
When you had the Bucks that were so hot there, you had Bullet Club, you had different flavors around the world, which I think, AEW kind of silenced that. We don't have that there anymore. And I think a bigger picture, when you're looking at how Cody did it compared to what potentially Cross could do, indie wrestling is not as over as people think it is.
Not right now. Definitely not. Yeah.
It's very niche, and it's just those that know about it. They continue to strongly support it. But Cody, it seemed like there was a lot more coverage, a lot more variety, a lot more going on for people to talk about, where that's not the case right now.
Worldwide, Rick, he would even come down here and work local promotions. You know what I mean? And it was a big deal. Like, he literally put himself out there all over the world, showing and doing what he was doing at the time. You know what I mean? And even being the Elite at the time, the show, that was very hot too. And that helped him out like tremendously also, believe it or not. So like he was at the right place, right time. Everything worked for Cody. The thing I'm worried about with Cross, I don't know how he's going to do it, man, without someone getting behind him legitly, getting right behind him. You know what I mean? And I hate to say this, but if you're him, I know it's his wife, obviously, but he's extremely loyal to Scarlett in terms of where he goes, she needs to be there type of deal. Do you think that's a deterrent to a lot of companies these days?
No, why would it be? I mean, you're bringing her. I mean, she is a tremendous sell to help you bring anything in. She's a great performer, and I think that loyalty goes both ways for them.
Right,
because it could be just as easy for someone to try to drive a wedge for them to offer her away. I mean, leading lady go. I mean, she could go do a ton of things there, but they are committed to their goal together. They're going to stick this thing out. I think they work well together. And we look at those comparisons though too, because even when he was blazing his own path, Cody was so loyal to Brandy. It wasn't until going back to WWE that we kind of see where she stepped back a little bit. For right or for wrong, it might have been to Cody's detriment that he stuck by and said Brandy has to get these opportunities. Remember, at one point, Brandy was the chief branding officer for All Elite Wrestling.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, anywhere Cody was, she was there right next to him during those years, even before AEW. But the thing about Cody, he works well either way. I don't think it really bothers him if she's there and if she's not. And she also understands, probably especially now that she sucks at pro wrestling. She tried to give it a go. She did want to wrestle, but let's be honest, she's just not good at it, no matter how much she trained. And I think she's allowing Cody now to let him do his own thing and create history, obviously. And plus, they got their kid now that she can take care of, obviously.
Well, she might be on the road with them quite. If she's probably at home a little bit, she's probably okay with that. But if that opportunity arises, she could get that spotlight back. She absolutely would. It was WWE stepping in, saying, "No, this isn't happening. We don't really have a spot for Brandy here in what we want to do with you." So similarities there, differences there, but yeah, a great piece by Cross. You go check that out. I'm hoping maybe he gets more active in that promotion, but you're right, because it's going to be about him growing his audience. But yes, he definitely needs that bigger platform. Tony Khan, give the man the spotlight.
It's not like you can go back to TNA, right? When you think about it at this point.
I was going to say that. I mean, that's one of the problems. I mean, there's not very many options.
There really isn't.
Once you really poke that bear, and he's got to walk that fine line.
Dude, even if he went to Japan, right now is the worst time for him to even do that if he wanted to. It wouldn't be as over as it would have been, say, 10 years ago of him going to Japan. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, going to Japan right now it's
ice cold.
Arguably, I don't know if I could say ever, because I'm not up to date with like how the complete working relationship is in. But my guess, from just knowing history, studying history of it, this might be like the least opportune time, at least in the last 20 years, to go do anything in Japan.
That's what I'm saying. It's just such a bad timing for him, man, which is very unfortunate. But I'm sure he'll figure it out and we'll see what happens in the future. But like you said, as long as he doesn't go MIA and tries to stay out there to sort of keep on with that momentum, he should be okay. But just where does he do? Like, where does he go and what does he do? That's the thing that worries me, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on it there. Well, Jimmy, those were my uplifting points that I want to talk about here today, brother, because as we shift to WWE, and this week, my frustrations are just beginning. It's just growing and growing more with this company across the board, the news that we're getting. But I think, it's just like wrestling. You go out there, you bump. Working with Hameen for 8 years, doing a show with him each and every week for 5 years. It's like there's things just kind of click and seeing, and now like, boom, like now I'm really starting to see why this creative is just so bad. Absolutely terrible. Well, that's part of it. We'll talk about that. But I want to start our WWE conversation as we ease in to the Blue Brand review, because a lot it's going to pertain to that. I thought this show this week was just flat out god awful. I thought it was a shining example of everything that is currently wrong with the state of WWE creative. Now, but you, for the last couple of weeks, you mentioned it to me a couple of weeks ago. Listen to you across the platform here. If it's on I Like It Raw with Big Ray, if you and Vet are talking about some WWE news, whatever that case might be, you've kind of been preaching or of the mindset here that WWE is in a reset mode.
It really felt that way, Rick, 2 weeks ago, especially, dude. Especially on the SmackDown. I
want you to elaborate. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if I agree with you totally. Maybe we can spin it off into conversation, but I want you to elaborate why, and if it is in a reset, is that a good thing?
That's a good question. If it's a good thing or not in this context, because this year, let's be honest, Rick, all year WWE's been a mess. There's been some good moments, don't get me wrong, but it's been absolutely the most unorganized. Well, here and there, but what I mean by mess, I don't remember WWE being so unorganized creatively in its history. Yeah, we've had some bad years, but at least it was structured, if you know what I mean. It was all shit, but it was structured shit, if that makes sense. Whereas this, there's just throw shit on the wall. If it works, or there's too many cooks, behind the scenes that are, doing the power plays like The Rock and, him taking himself out of whatever was going on there. It messed up the Cena retirement friggin' run totally. It just messed a lot of things up going forward all year. So I think this year is a year to forget. But 2 weeks ago in Perth, when I was watching SmackDown then, I felt like, man, this feels like a whole different show. Because look, we see, for example, I'm going to call them God because they're doing the God thing right now. The Gorillas of Destiny. I'm talking about the MFTs, for example. That was cool seeing that, for example, at the time. You got John Cena being a babyface again, even though that happened before that. But we're moving that way. And just everything was just restructured. It's like, let's just start again. Like Nakamura coming back, for example.
Yeah, out of nowhere, they have a house show in Japan, and now he's back there happy-go-lucky dancing Nakamura.
It's weird, man. I have no idea what's going on, but they seem to have tried a whole, let's just start again. Let's move forward. Like, why are the MFTs, like the MFTs against the Wyatts, the six? I mean, really, there was no business between them two, but it was cool that they went that way. You got the Bloodline. I know sounds sort of dumb. We've gone back to the future with the Bloodline in some ways, because it's like it's like nothing happened though. In that sense, like they stopped, they moved forward. Roman got his Wulafala back, for example, and now it feels like we're back 5-6 years ago with the same storyline with Jay and Jimmy and Roman. You know what I mean? With the OG bloodline, like it's like we never, like all that shit back then never happened. But I feel like with the Raw side of things, there's not so much of a reset. It just feels like with SmackDown, they're totally just let's try again. But then again, after watching this week, it's kind of back to the same old shit. But I will say I didn't hate the show as much as you probably did.
Oh, it was god awful. We're gonna jump in that, but real quick.
But,
So when you use the term like reset, Jimmy, and you're a video game guy, and I'm gonna use this analogy with it. So when you hit reset, accidentally kicked the Nintendo or something, so it resets. You do that because you're stuck in a spot in the game,
right?
Where you're stuck. You can't get out of it. You're not going to win this thing, so you're going to start back over. But when you do that, the level doesn't change or anything. There's nothing new. You're Mario making that same run, hitting the same Goombas, hitting the same power-ups, hitting the same flag, the same castle, whatever that may be. That's your reset. Right. I think even worse than this in WWE, sometimes with the reset, it can be good because it's fun to run back through that. You've seen it happen now. Maybe I can go this way. This will work. I don't think this is so much as a reset. This is more like regurgitation.
Or retry, I was going to say, I mean,
No, this is just vomiting the same garbage back up over and over. Rinse and repeat. They're not even rinsing this.
But even from years ago, like I said, with the Bloodline, for example, the OG Bloodline, they're rehashing all that as well.
Okay,
so you're right in saying that.
Yeah. So when you are presented with something, an opportunity, even to sorts, because going back on this week on I Like It Raw, that you guys had some great points there, great conversation. That Raw was complete garbage, by the way. On paper, you're going to tell me that we got a show with 3 championship matches, another champion that's going to be showcased in a match, and an old school battle royal for a number 1 contender spot.
That was kind of fun.
On paper, that sounds great. Sign me up. I feel like a dope. I get suckered in. I watched that entire thing, but it was a shining example of everything right now that is wrong with this WWE creative. It is unimaginative. It is uninspiring. It was not entertaining. And
there's no visionary going on. There's no vision.
No vision here. You're talking about there's things almost like creatively. It's like, oh man, they got something here. And I'm probably being very, very generous when I say this. They only hit it like 30% of potential creative because no one's thinking anything through. There doesn't seem to be any long-term plans. They pivot at the quickest that they can to move off of something. They don't seem to have long-term storytelling, any sort of direction, and it shows week to week with garbage payoffs, garbage continuations, and it seems like they are freaking terrified to seriously shake anything up, to try to get outside that box, that comfort zone, and they're resting on those laurels because we got record streaming sales, we got record television deals, we got record gates, we got record merch. Well, guess what? None of that reflects in your creative because it is piss poor terrible. You watched that Raw. You guys talked about it. That place, that arena, unglued at the possibility of Dominic Mysterio winning battle royal. They wanted it.
Absolutely.
And then what do we do? Let's go right back. Yeah, Yeet's over. Yeet is over.
Yeah,
that entrance to that battle royal was huge, man. And it was a cool moment to see him kissing it. That entrance is over. But Jey Uso in the ring is tiresome. You had an opportunity to make chicken salad out of chicken shit with the injury to Seth Rollins. You crap all over Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They look pathetic. Your general managers look like a freaking joke. And getting your heat back, your pop back on Paul Heyman, that ain't worth crap. And you go right back to Jey Uso. As soon as he won that thing, that crowd was dead. They wanted something fresh. They want it new. They want somebody like Dirty Dom in that spot. Would have been huge. Dom and Punk in there, but we're going right back to it and across the board. If it's how they format the shows, if it's how they look at their characters, how their storylines, it is the same old BS.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. We'll put it that way. Really, like you said, you know what I've noticed too? Jey Uso is getting a lot of heat online. like a lot. Like people are really, really starting to get sick of him. But also, I see a lot of bullshit about him. A lot of people claim that he can't wrestle. That's a load of shit to me, man. Like that, in my opinion, he can go.
He's
all
fine
right?
in there, but there is some things, so he is more of the entrance. He is not good on the PR stuff, and is a certain style of wrestling that he can shine in. That's why he's been such a great tag team wrestler. Bruce, bring it up. LA Knight would have been another
He's getting screwed
tremendous
around too, right?
option. I would say getting screwed.
He more dumb. He more dumb. He's definitely would have been the option.
Now, I would say, with Dom, he can wait. Dom is still on his rise. LA Knight is in that wishy-washy made man. I wouldn't say that, but you get once
if
you
they
get
keep
a
going
guy
the way they're going with him, they got potential to Ziggler him, like turn him into Ziggler in a
yes.
bad way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's one of those points where we wanted him. We want him in that spot, but you refuse to give it. So you finally you broke us. We don't care anymore with the audience.
That's
we don't.
What I mean. And that can happen. Absolutely can happen. And that's what worries me about him, man. Because if the crowd become indifferent towards him, where they're just like, you know what I mean? Like
we just, we're tired of this ride.
Right.
We're tired of this ride. You're putting us on. Either pull the trigger with him or switch gears to somebody else. That is your issue. And these show formats are all the same BS. They say, oh, we got all these superstars. We got to find room for them here. But they're nonsense segments that are accomplishing nothing. There's no energy. There is no edge of your seat. High impact, like a big time sporting event, must see television. Going back to that Raw, you guys said it on I Like Raw. We're thinking we're coming in hot. You ended 2 weeks ago, closing
that
credit.
Was great. Right. You know what I mean? The way they ended with
they get that little bit. Right. And then they ruin it all. They throw it in the trash. So what do we do the next week? They've still got the belt. They show up. Okay, this is intriguing. They haven't given that thing back. We get 25 minutes of a talking segment where you kill their heat. You have a ridiculous exchange, but with them and Pierce. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tuned in for this bullshit. That was who needs the apology. We, the fans, for watching. And then they spent another 15 minutes trying to get the heat back on the heels just to kick them out of the main event without any problem.
That was stupid, dude.
Yeah, listen to my plan. Look, what?
Yeah, no. That I don't know why. I get it. Like storyline wise, it made sense why Pierce did that. I totally get it because he got disrespected. He felt like he got disrespected.
Oh, sorry. So Adam Pierce now feels disrespected. You're the authority figure. You're the big authority figure here. Why don't you demand that in the ring? Now we're supposed to respect you as you're cool because you picked on Paul Heyman? Now you're a tough guy? Now you are? They talked about it over on the Russo brand. Ben and Stevie and Mr. Russo put it together like if you're Pierce, like, why don't you have some back or something? You demand those sorts of things. On the other side of that, though, you're the vision. You're Paul Heyman. You're the Oracle, right? You're supposed to be like this most brilliant mind in professional wrestling. The guy that is not just 1-2 steps ahead of everybody else. He's a whole mile. He's in another atmosphere, another time zone when it comes to outsmarting, outwitting, outmaneuvering people.
Literally in every sense.
in return for handing that belt back over. Why wasn't he negotiating the leverage to make sure that his boys were taken care of? You want
you should have. And that's what he does.
Not a please. We need to be guaranteed. And maybe that could have been part of that open. Pierce, why don't me and you go talk? We'll go.
Right.
That could have been.
Or threaten that will jump to SmackDown and they don't want to be part of it. Or do something to make it seem like.
Right. They didn't do anything. That's the issue there. That is the problem, and we get that. So yeah, I mean, we'll kind of ride that wave right in to this week's SmackDown, coming to us live from they're out Tempe, right? Arizona State campus, right there.
Dude, how small was that joint, man? That's got to be one of the smallest places WWE's actually done a show from, in a way, other than NXT.
Well, I see what is kind of interesting with their crossover PR and all that. This was one of the first times WWE has entered into a partnership here in the United States, Jimmy, with one of our major football conferences. More of a mid. Well, you've got the Big Ten and the SEC are the majors, but in that lines, this is a playoffs conference, the Big 12. So WWE, so the winner of the Big 12 game gets like an official WWE Big 12 championship at the end of their season.
Right, I knew that. They've been doing that for a few years now, haven't they?
Yeah, but they've expanded their partnership this year so that WWE will come in and run Friday nights in towns where there is a highlight Big 12 game the next day.
Oh, I see.
So Arizona State has a big game today. I don't know who they play, but a big game on the line. So they're kind of tying those together to kind of hype it up, come in for like the tailgate. We'll bring SmackDown to the university, get everybody kind of hyped up, and then turn around for the football game.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they've got that going on there. But yeah, some of these SmackDown headlines. We've got Cole and Graves. Cole back from his absence there. He took a little break.
On there?
He just had vacation.
Okay. And then what? They demoted him to SmackDown now instead of Raw again?
I'm not sure where they're at on all that, but he was just on a break there.
Right. Because that was weird for me. But anyway. Just
off screen. Well, and then you look at, because we know Pat's on his break. Who's the other gentleman? Joe, what's his name?
Tessitore.
He's on break because of the football season. I think they just got some things up in the air, scheduling things, how moving people around.
And then mixing them around again, like not sure what pairings they want and what to do. But anyway, this WWE in 2024.
Yeah, I don't know. Keep the variety, so you're not used to you can get some different takes there on everything we got. But Jay, let's so again here, our running themes. When we look at the format, useless, dead segments across the board here. Across the board. And we see it here. We're going to jump in. We're going to talk about our main event scene. Cody, Drew, and Big Jim too. Not the real Big Jim, our Big Jim. One.
Yeah, that's me.
But Jimmy Uso. And we get this to open up the show. So Cody's walking in and he runs into Jimmy Uso in the back. Hey, bro, what's going on with you, man? What are you doing here? How's your brother? Stupid, useless exchange. Well, you go talk to Aldis. I'm going to talk to the people.
Okay.
Right. Great. So instead of coming in firing with something, we left last week's show hot. We had Drew and Cody tearing into each other. Security separating them. But no, we're going to open up with a casual stroll. Hey, Jim, how you doing? I'm here to talk to Aldis. I wanted to get some things done. I got to take care of some family business with Fatu from last week. Okay, I'm going to go out and talk to the crowd. Boring as hell. Same old song and dance. Hey, World Game 1 of the World Series is on. What the hell else is on? I don't need to watch this. Channel changing creative. That's what we got to open this thing.
Yeah, the start was pretty bad for me too, man. I was nodding at this point. I was like, fuck this. I've seen it all before.
It continues. You know what I mean? Now we do have Cody out in the ring, and it's so what do you want to talk about? Well, we don't want to talk about anything, Cody. How about action? How about you stay on it here, brother? So that brings Drew comes out to answer. He can't believe that people are listening, buying into what Cody's saying, that they continue to cheer him.
Drew as well, by the way, he's getting just screwed away and wasted. But anyway, sorry, continue on.
Yeah. So, and then we also get, the Drew kind of point in this show is he's trying to convince people he's innocent. He had nothing to do with the attack on Fatu. Nothing to do with that there. We do get Big Jim jumps Drew McIntyre. We have a couple instances that happens out there in the ring. We see a backstage segment as well where Drew's, he's having a conversation with Aldis like, man, I didn't do this. I'm your number one contender. I need protection. I need respect around here. Jim jumps him again. They set up our main event for the night, but Jim didn't come to fight. He didn't come to wrestle. He came to fight. Sorry. So they get a no DQ match. So we're going to slap a gimmick on this to make it seem like we should care about this. There's really no stakes on the line. There's no further development in who attacked Fatu. Like no one really is like investigating this thing. It's just pointing some finger stuff here. So we're running in quicksand. We have got a week away here from Saturday night's main event where Cody and Drew are going to be going at it for the championship. We're not doing really anything to really build that heat going on. So again, as you said, it's complacency. It's running in freaking quicksand. The only thing I will put over here, Drew, I liked a few times that where Drew was even trying to like, I didn't do this. Maybe it was you, Jim. Maybe you decided to pull what your wife pulled. You know, I think that's
funny.
A good mention inside of itself. But where is the fire here, Jimmy?
Well, first of all, do you blame them for not bringing the fire at this point? They've been messed around all year, especially someone like Drew, who's been messed around literally all year. Let's be real, man. They've started and stopped so many times with Drew that even he's got, he's very close to being irrelevant and the fans becoming indifferent towards him, man. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the same old crap. Now you bring Drew back. They still don't know what to do with him, really. They don't. So they just put him into this shit where it's going to go nowhere. It's leading to nowhere for Drew. Even if he had won, it's still leading to nowhere. Like, it just doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he's doing, what's happening with him?
As Zane said, they could have just fought.
They could have.
And that is a very vague statement that Zane saying there, but it works across the board because they could be a number of individuals and have them fight. You could have opened this show on a hot target, get people fired up, man. We're not just lighting a match. We have got the gasoline ready to go. We're setting it off here. It could have been something as Cody coming out, not the exchange with the casual stroll. How's your family? How's that going? What do you want? No,
that it could have so fake.
He could have came out and hot attitude era-esque hot. Start the show with him in the ring. Don't worry about that. You could have that. You do a pop with the crowd for your visuals and all that. Have them warmed up as we're going into air.
Serious, right? And pissed and shit.
No, yeah, I'd have him say, hey, last time you saw me on these airwaves, I was kicking Drew McIntyre's ass. They broke that up. I had to sit on the bus. I had to sit and stew on that for a week. Drew McIntyre, get your ass out here because I'm not done with you.
That's it. No, what do you want to talk about and bullshit like that? Like, you know what I mean? Just get right into it.
On that side, you have Drew as that heel that doesn't win. He's smarter than that. In any case, Drew should have been smart enough to realize he's going to be suspect number one in the Fatu stuff. Maybe not even show up. Maybe just you're there via satellite. You know what, Cody? You're a maniac. I don't. These people, I don't know why they cheer you, but I know who you are. You're a psychopath. I'm waiting for my opportunity at Saturday night's main event. I'll beat you. I'm gonna beat you pillar to post, but it's not gonna be on your terms without a referee in that ring. Also, or you could have gone a different direction, completely different, with Jim. Have him show up, have him come to the ring, say, you know what, we got family issues. I know that. I got to deal with my brother, but I did realize taking your eye off the prize, it ain't where it's at. I'm here to stick up, to make up for my family. Fatu was done wrong. Drew McIntyre, not only am I calling your ass out, I'm calling you out for that number one contender spot because you didn't earn it. And if you're going to get it, you're going to have to, Jacob can't do it. You're going to have to go through someone in the family to get it.
That sounds great.
That gives us some meaning. That gives us some meaning in that main event instead of just a stupid, slap a gimmick on it, no DQ.
You're right. It's just, and what you're saying is just common sense too. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, they're not thinking that way, and it's pretty frustrating.
Those are two alternative, easy opens and main event styles that people are going to be intrigued with. Now we're selling the big match down the road. Hey, could Jim get into that? Now let me ask you this, Jimmy. Why did we even feed Jimmy Uso into us? What was the need? Now we have again gone out there and embarrassed him in the ring. Another loss, decisive loss. Now he got interjected into this. I care way less about anything he had going with Jay and the storyline that's going on in Raw. I mean, Jimmy Uso is pretty much downgraded to like the lowest valued member of this bloodline.
Yeah,
Solo is in a better position than he is.
Absolutely, because he doesn't have to interact with all the others. You know what I mean? He's got his own thing going on. But yeah, Jimmy's just like, what's the end game going to be with him even right now? Is Jay going to turn on his brother like properly, or is Jimmy going to turn on him? Are we going to get another Uso match, which I don't want to see, which absolutely sucked the last time around? They're just doing things right now, Rick, just for the sake of let's just get past this week and we'll worry about next week. They're literally going from week to week, dude, which is really bad.
I guess we'll see what happens next week on the go home there. Hopefully we get a little more fire. This show did nothing to raise my intrigue, my interest in the championship bout between Cody and Drew. Not at all. And I was looking forward to that program. I thought those two would be magnificent to carry the blue brand through the end of this year. But right now, it's probably at the lowest point that I can be with the Jimmy.
I agree 100%. It's totally at the lowest point. But these WWE, we just don't understand what direction they're going with certain guys. And I'm sure someone like a Drew, though, he'd be very frustrated, man. He's known to get frustrated over shit like this. But at the same time, he seems like a total pro and will do whatever they tell him to do. And hopefully he turns it into like, chicken salad and not chicken shit, obviously. He's still one of my, I love Drew. I just don't like seeing him he's walking around headless right now.
We'll figure it out, I guess. Well, hopefully they figure it out. We'll see what they do. I'll tell you something we got going on here on SmackDown. Rather new development. And brother, this again here, I think this is going to be a complete and utter failure.
Right.
And I am talking about our new U.S. champion, Dragunov, who took the title off of Sammy last week in the U.S. Open Challenge. There's a lot to break down here. We've got the match itself. We got the post-match angles and all that. But Jimmy, let's just talk about Dragunov himself and his potential for success as his return here. He's been out for a year. I don't think anybody really realized that. They really missed him or anything. I guess there's no point to show us the journey on the return. They bring him out. They're supposed to pop for him here. He wins the U.S. Open Challenge. First and foremost, I mean, this guy's thing is he's a workhorse, right?
Well, yeah, he can work.
Yeah, he's a small package, but he's put together. He's a powder keg, very explosive. Workhorse.
That's what makes him sort of pretty good, is his explosiveness. Although I think he can be a little unsafe at times in the ring too.
Oh, that's all right. So you get that kind of element of the wildness, but how often does that work? Stephanie Vaquer dealing with that. They bring people up, they introduce them, they think that you're supposed to, they're workhorses, they're going to be great, we're going to watch and love all their matches. No, unless you have got character and a story, something to rally people behind, you are going to fall flat on your face, and that is what's going to happen here for Dragunov. And again, he is a workhorse. He's a guy supposed to go out there and wow us in the ring, right? He had three talking segments and said nothing. We learned nothing about him. We have zero connection with him. We have Sammy passing a torch to him.
Odd.
Every time Dragunov talks, it's either he's got a yell or he's got those veins popping out like he is just trying to push a major dump after being constipated for the past year.
It looks like he's got that face.
Right? So Sammy passes on the challenge to him. John Cena gave it to Sammy, and he's going to give it to Dragunov, and it takes a special individual, and Dragunov's proud to carry this torch. Great. So now Dragunov has to come out and tell us again the same thing in the ring. Post-match, he does the same thing with Fraxium. 3 talking segments with a wrestling segment that did zero for this dude.
It's bad. And the thing is, what is he, Rick? If you had to describe Dragunov,
constipated dragon, I don't know.
Constipated dragon. Like, really though, and I'm a fan of his. Honestly, I am, right? But when you break it down, like, who and what is he?
That's what it is. And people don't know that. So they're not going to connect. This is going to get old really fast. Why? Okay, even if you wanted to bring him in, let's make an impact with him. We're saying, and let's put a belt on him. Let him know that he is a ring. He's going to go out there, take charge. He's gonna go out there, give you his best effort each and every week. Why not this week? We don't have to go full speed into the open challenge stuff. How about a nice video package or maybe a nice multi-part vignette showing, hey, you know, this is where I was when I was injured. This is where I spent the last year trying to come back for a big moment. And I did come back for a big moment. I had an opportunity to answer the United States Champion Open call, and I delivered. First time back, I delivered. I captured the gold.
Absolutely.
Then you tell that story. I will carry on just tradition. I am a pure wrestler. I am going to give you my heart. Right. But he would be
yeah. You've done the same monotone. It's kind of funny. That's why I am pro wrestler. I love WWE. Remember that? I love WWE.
In Russia, we have the open challenge.
I break you. He should do a full Russian. The thing is, he's got a cool story too in real life. He was born in Russia. He moved to Germany because of all the shit that was going on in Russia. Hence why he's famous. He's basically, he was born in Russia, raised in Germany. He can speak German, he can speak Russian. Hence why he's got that sort of elegant accent. You know, that German, the way Germans talk English type of deal. Just like, say, Gunther, who's Austrian, same deal. And what's it called? Grande Americano, allegedly, also talks similar. But yeah, I mean, he should have been part of the new, what's Walter's team called again? The
Imperium?
Imperium. He should, even though he was against Imperium over the years, going back to the Indies.
Well, he's got to be with that. I mean, I'm okay with him being in this spot here, but how they're presenting him.
I'm saying years ago, not now. Right.
I know, but I mean, but right now, you know, how he is being presented, how they're trying to get over is not going to work. Ricardo's going through the same problem. You know, you look, oh my God. No, the people that knew her coming up, the general audience, do we know what they like about her? It is that cherry, sweet, cherry,
right?
Devil's ass.
You're right, but at least she's got something. The thing about wrestling in general,
she comes out with like a dark, demented entrance. She's got the devil horns. She's got that sinister look to her. She's amazingly put together. She is an incredible athlete in the ring, but we don't know her. You know, we don't know a story. There's nothing personal going on with her. And then, God, why the hell are they have her anywhere Nikki Bella?
Oh, dude, that's what I was thinking, man. When I saw that, I'm like, what are they doing?
No, why are they doing that? This is not the right person to associate her with. There is value with Nikki. I'm not trying to knock her out.
Yeah, but not in the serious sort of women. Yeah, no.
It would drive me absolutely insane. And going back to, it was one of you guys were talking about, I like it Raw. It's when you know you guys are doing a good show when you're yelling at the screen, talking about that segment. Nikki Bella drives me effing insane. Stop hugging people. Stop it. Especially with somebody like Stephanie McCare. In that segment last week, the two segments, she hugged her 6 times.
Wow, really? I didn't even notice that.
It infuriates me so much that I like crow hop, like bam, I just punch her in her silicone fun bag. Like Rocket is hard as one of those bar room punching machines. Because stop hugging people.
Punching machine.
But thinking that they're going to get over by just going out there and wrestle is not going to work. It's not going to work for Dragunov. They could easily be getting him over by telling that story in that connection and whatever. That's not the case here. But we do have somebody that answers the challenge. She's going to answer Dragunov's first open challenge. Hey, Jimmy, did you get that package from Tamu? Did you get that? Oh, it's not even Tamu. This is like blue light special Kmart.
Wow.
Karrion Kross and Scarlett are back in the form of Aleister Black and Zelina Vega.
Dude, the entrance was eerily very similar, especially the way Zelina was doing her thing, sort of leaning back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that everything
right.
was exactly from it. Except the I don't know, the sinister bruising behemoth is about 5'4" and weighs about 115 pounds, and the chick's even smaller than that. You gotta be shitting me. I wonder if they caught word early of Cross's release of he put over it's a work documentary that he put out there.
Trust me, I'm telling you, Aleister Black, especially, I think wouldn't be happy about this shit, dude.
Why? It's screen time for him. You're gonna take
right, but look at his demeanor, man. I feel like his attitude, just the look of him, just doesn't seem to impress right now. But now, especially, like and I know that Aleister Black has been doing. Heck, he's been doing this gimmick long before even Cross was. All right, but the way they presented him on SmackDown yesterday, it wasn't the same usual shtick that Black does, really. And Zelina was totally Scarlet. Like, totally the way she was acting. I don't like it, man. That's Triple H's way of saying fuck you to Cross. Like they said, like we said, I hate to go back on it, but they don't like anyone getting themselves over, bro. They just don't like that shit.
Well, this isn't going to get it. This isn't going to get over either. So we've got a champion in here that isn't going to get over. We got a challenger.
Speaking of team as well,
the blue light special Kmart version of a much better pair that's out there. These guys go out there, beat each other up for a little bit.
Decent match.
Zelina gets, thrown out from ringside. So this leaves the opportunity for an old foe, a recent old foe. Damian Priest is back. He shows the
Team Undertaker you're talking about.
Yeah, we got Team Undertaker. That's what we got here.
Or is that Sheen? Is that Sheen Undertaker this time?
Maybe that's one of our new sponsors here. But yeah, we got Priest.
Nah.
He's got that big burn mark on his eye from the fireball. They're talking about that. Priest provides a distraction so that Dragunov can pick up his first big win. I'm certain you're out here, you're a defending fighting champion. Your first time, you'd think you'd go get that big, clean, decisive victory, but no, now we're gonna overcomplicate things here because we got to mismatch everything. So we're gonna spill this program over into it. Black takes the loss. Priest beats him up afterwards. Pretty much it.
That's it. No, it's shocking and sad at the same time, man. I'm just flabbergasted, man. But that just sums up what WWE is right now. I feel bad for a lot of these guys right now, Rick. I don't know what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it, but it's just not looking good for either one of these guys. Even Damian Priest, he's just floundering right now too. Like, really, you know what I mean? No direction. They don't know what to do with him. Zane says Punishment Martinez should have been away selling like the junkyard dog.
Oh yeah. I mean, we just saw this happened 2 weeks ago. Now he's already back.
Wepa. That's all I'm saying.
Was it 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah. I mean, we needed more time on this thing. Or like, I like the comparison with the junkyard dog. I mean, where do we get something here where Priest is unable to work because of loss of sight or something like that?
Yeah, we could do. Remember Bloodsport, the movie?
Yeah, well, I mean, he mentions the junkyard dog. That's one of the greatest, the heat-seeking moments ever. Is there was a dude in New Orleans that jumped into the ring with a gun to protect Junkyard Dog because he thought the Freebirds were going to take it. Because when they blinded him, Junkyard Dog had to miss the birth of his son because he was blinded. We can compare this to more modern day stuff. AI, Creative Bot. If you're out there, if you want to regurgitate stuff, that's one for you. Use that. How about another one? How about when Rick Martel sprayed the mist in Jake the Snake's eyes?
That was great. Yeah,
and we got
remember?
Yeah, so we got Fireball, throw fire in the eyes of Priest. He can't see. He's out here for a couple weeks in recovery. You tell us that story. But now Priest is starting to have to live in the darkness. Aleister Black's all about darkness, right? So maybe we
Right.
set up a new specialty gimmick match. It's like a lights out, a blackout match or something like that.
Makes sense too on both their characters, right? But again, no, they won't do that.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
no,
direction.
but no.
Let's
Let's
keep-
shotgun this 2 weeks later. He's okay. He's got a little bruise. You know,
Idiots.
put a little Vaseline on that bad boy, and you're good to go. Baby oil, Vaseline up, and get out there. Tumu, take
Mess that shit up.
You're good to go. Get out there. Go out there and beat up Half Pint Cross and not so sexy Scarlet.
Yeah, I agree. Scarlet any day over Zelina, man. But yeah, I felt bad for everyone involved really in this match. All of them.
I feel bad for everyone involved with this show, especially us that were watching it. But
yeah,
Jimmy, it is that time, our favorite time. Let's talk SmackDown Tag Team Division.
Yes, woo-hoo. The best.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
We got My Family Tree versus Ray Phoenix, who is back in the tag division, just seemingly pulled back into this thing after the loss of his partner Andrade. Hey, who are we going to pair him with? Nakamura, dance your way out there. What the hell is this?
I don't know, bro. Maybe it's good vibrations. You know, it's one of those things that it's supposed to make you feel good, Rick.
Yeah, feel good turning the channel. That's you know what I was really I know you missed last week with the SmackAttack, and very special out to my special guest, good friend JT Storm. We were having this conversation.
Him for covering, man. Yeah, I told you what happened, but anyway.
And so when I saw Ray Phoenix out there, you know, kind of getting involved in the post-match beatdown, My Family Tree shows up as Sami Zayn and Dragunov end their match. We get the championship exchange. My Family Tree's out there. They beat those guys up. Okay, I'm thinking to myself, right, how could this tie together? How are these wheels turning and connecting, you know? Well, okay, this kind of works here. Dragunov's going to kind of take that belt and go off on his own. Phoenix is going to be getting involved in, you know, kind of personal program here with My Family Tree. He's going to need a partner. Sami Zayn. We need something fresh with Sami Zayn. And it seems like we have had this opportunity how many times to redirection. Stop regurgitation. Regurgitating this same crap with Sami Zayn. How big would it be? How much would you pop? The world pop. Those that have been in the bubble pop. El Generico and Ray Phoenix is attacking.
I would love that, bro. I would love to see that. I mean, I've been very hopeful of them doing that one day eventually. But are they? I don't know. I can see Triple H going,
no, because now they just go with Nakamura here. We don't have anything with Sami, so I don't know where they're going to go with Sami. It's going to be, I got to finish my story. The same old bum dressing. Just
honestly. If I was Sami at this point, I would start looking out going to AEW. There's nothing there for him to do. Really,
don't say they don't care about that. There's no reason to go to AEW. There's nothing there for him. He still gets better exposure, a better payday, everything with WWE. He's got a better schedule.
Of course, that's the be all end all. Absolutely, but
yeah. So don't say that kind of stuff. That's just stupid.
No, the reason why I say that, even though it's not really fair, because he's wrestled practically.
That's like saying I'm in the NBA, but I'll probably go take that D League contract so I can play more.
Okay. Yeah, that's the NBA, really, the D League. Come on. No, but do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like, I don't know, man. It's just, it is what it is. Let's just move on.
So I don't know where they're going here, but anyway, My Family Tree, they get a decisive win here. But much needed win for them. Who they have in there? They had Tama and Meat and Potatoes. Cobb was in there. Now here's a question I had with these guys for you. And I know you're big on this one because you were a big fan. You were real hip to the scene there in Japan when they were.
I was for a long time,
dude. This look that they have is terrible. That face paint.
You didn't just say that.
It is so shoddy. They put who put it on? Like it doesn't even look like
they do themselves.
are they doing it in like a lights out black room? Here's what it looks like. They're in a pie eating contest where you can't use your hands and you're just burying your face into the tinfoil and you get all like the whipped cream and some of that pudding in there all over your face. That's what it looks like. It looks like crap. They don't look intimidating at all. And a lot of these guys, these Samoans types, these Tongan types, these chubby frames, the dad bodies, they need to cover up.
But they're naturally like that, though.
So am I. I don't walk around with my shirt off. That's why.
Me too. But no, really, though, for them, though, it's very hard for them to get in shape, though. But when they
there we go. Zane's got. They should just wear a Sting mask because the paint job that they've got here
he's full of shit.
Pitiful.
He loves God deep down, Zane. Now you suddenly hate him? They should hire Sting. Why not?
No, I'm just saying that look is terrible. That face paint does not look intimidating. Well, I mean, it looks like going out. It looks like they were just like the laziest way to like you go to the bar and you only get half off drinks at the Halloween party if you dress up. So you just slap some crap right on your face.
I know it's true, man. It's true. But the only thing is, I was always a big fan. What looks cheesy is all of them with the face paint. Like, what are they? What is all of them? Why not just have Tonga Loa, be them as God? I love them as a tag team back in the day.
I need to go back and look at their face paint back then to see if it was just crappy. I don't remember it looking that bad.
It was exactly the same. They sometimes would wear masks too.
I don't know. They need like the chest protectors and things like that to make them look more intimidating. I did say that Zane did bring this up. They did make mention of it on the commentary. Although we didn't really get a big follow-up here, did we? But we are setting up the Wyatt 6 in my family tree.
We did sort of touch on it. I said it about, because who won the tag matches and whatnot. Anyway, who cares? But it is interesting, though, with the Wyatt 6 and the God or the Tongans, whatever you want to call them. I think I am intrigued, but as long as they win, and I'm pretty sure they will go over, and then we're not going to see the Wyatt 6 anywhere near our television screens, hopefully, for a few months. I only hope so.
I mean, this is just, I mean, it's okay because it takes all parts to make the machine go. I think your payoff between these two is going to be a night in San Diego or wherever they're at in the near area for Friday Night SmackDown. I think you're going to get a traditional Survivor Series match between these two groups.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But what is it? See, what about the War Games main event? What do you think that will be?
These two groups should be nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. I know you were talking about the My Family Tree potentially in one of the War Games. That, I'm sorry, brother. I love you. That is the worst idea ever. That is downgrading to the match. That's all about star power. Yeah, those guys should be nowhere near War Games. And now that I'm screaming that, they'll probably do it.
Well,
but no, they're not. They're not. This isn't those guys. Neither of these groups are going to even make the Survivor Series show. This is going to be one of those SmackDown sort of extended weekend things. We're going to get Survivor Series weekend kicked off with a traditional Survivor Series match on SmackDown.
They've done that before, too, mind you.
But this is what we'll get.
Let's hope that doesn't happen, though, Rick. That's the last thing I want. You know what I mean?
Why? What else is going to happen?
Oh, God, don't say that either, Zane. Imagine that. 3 War Games matches, brother. Can you imagine that? They actually end up doing that. 3 War Games in one night. Fuck that.
I don't know. I think they should just do one, but I'm okay.
The women's one, of course, too, right?
Well, no, I'm okay if they just do the women's match. I don't think the men need one. I think the men should I think they should keep that title vacated and run a Deadly Games tournament.
I love that idea. When you said that last week, I think it was when we were talking. I totally was all in for that, man. Because I
would keep it vacated. I would have Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come out on Saturday night's main event and just absolutely destroy Punk and Jey Uso.
That would be cool, but they won't do that.
And then when you have commentary like, we need management. Where's Pierce? And then show that they already beat the shit out of him in his office. He's laying there unconscious.
Oh, that would be good too.
And they just take off with the belt. They hold it hostage, and then we get the announcement of the Deadly Games. So you'd have a men's tournament, and then you'd have a women's War Games. So
And
each,
it's Survivor Series
each
98
division,
all over again.
each
Right.
division has something unique that showcases a big event.
I
Let's
love
hear
that.
that.
Dude, that Deadly Games from 98 even is one of my favorite tournament sort of WWE
Great
things
it's
they
great.
ever
And it
done.
fits
I
into
love
a
that.
Survivor Series theme. But sticking
Right.
with the tag men's tag division here. So we do have, that's kind of our big setup. We got My Family Tree versus the White Six. So nothing says tag team like factions of 5 trying to survive.
For the 4 tag team belts, mind you.
Yeah, for the 2 tag team belts. For the rest of the division, we get the usual crap fest. We have Fraxium saying we'd like a shot at that U.S. championship. So and Dragunov says it's for everybody. It's for tag teams. Well, great. It's always been for everyone. Like, are you going to fight both of them at the same time? Because
He's a people's champ now, Rick. Come on.
well, hey, that tag division is so bad. I believe that anyone could beat up both of Fraxium. But DIY comes in and they're making fun of wearing the mask. Blah blah blah. So we don't get anything for the rest of the division here.
See, once I saw all these idiots sort of talking to each other, that I was like, fuck that.
It's the usual thing. Yeah. So there's not really much from it. More trying to do way too much in segments and really doing nothing. It also sums up our women's division interaction.
Right.
Is we get Chelsea and Fire. They want to make a peace treaty with Julia. We then real quickly learn that Kiana is headed to the ring. She's going to face Titty Time.
What a
They
match.
they have a match. Was it?
Yeah, I actually thought Kiana, like, she really held her own, man. But I will say this about Tiffy. No, really, I thought it was actually kind of entertaining. This
They
match.
start off on some chain wrestling, and they're trying to put over, and then they're doing the athletic exchange because both of them have great gymnast backgrounds. Come on, no one cared about this thing. The only thing that anybody would be showing any love the jugs. That was this match. That was all all this match was. Complete bullcrap. Nothing to it.
It was one way too. Most of the match, I felt like, man.
All the ladies that we had seen on the screen up to this point have no redeeming qualities, characteristics about them. Tiffy Time continues to be the babyface just because she is the least bitchiest
dude
in the room.
Yeah, but see, does she look checked out at the moment? Her attitude, in your opinion?
I there's no direction with her. I don't know what they're doing with the coaching stuff.
She doesn't look happy.
This again would have been a perfect time to pivot with that character to broaden their horizons. She should have become a bit humble when she wasn't the crown jewel. When she got bested, when she went out there and got bested, that should have been a thing. She should have came out and delivered, you know what, or do a nice vignette where we get some training stuff that does more effective than any of them going out there with an open microphone. Saying, you know what, when I went to Perth and I got bested, you know, a lot of people talked about Vakira. She's only been on this roster for a short time. And Tiffy could have been like, you know, I accomplished so much in a short time, but people have been praising her. And I hated that, but I learned something. You know, maybe I'm too focused on me and not others around me and being appreciated. That could have been a point for her to start actually showing baby face qualities. We don't get any of that.
Yeah. That makes sense too. But again, what is she? Who is she? That I didn't even know yet either.
And the whole Julia thing, there's still no character there. It pisses you guys off. You love her so much. You guys are total marks for her. But guess what? There's no connection. No one cares.
But is it her fault, really?
I don't give a shit. It's still there.
Yeah, but see, again, they're neglecting a lot of things with a lot of people right now, and I don't get it, man.
Well, what am I supposed to act like I care about her because of crappy creative?
What is she? No, okay, yeah. Look, you're right. Because really, what have they done with her since she's become United States Women's Champion? Really, has she really been defending the damn belt?
Right. Well, no. Well, she came out and said she doesn't care about it. It was the first thing she said when she won it.
Well, if WWE don't care about it, why should she?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's an afterthought. But I mean, her as a character, I mean, there's nothing really there. The big story here is the match itself, nothing to talk about. Apparently, you enjoyed it. We know why.
What?
This would have
Oh,
been
the women's match. Yeah.
This would have been one of the highest rated segments ever. And they just would have went out there and catfight.
Wait. Are you talking about?
Give me an Attitude Era style match between Kiana James and Tiffany. Counter to a bikini show off. I'm sorry. This that we got to get over because we can go. We're former gymnasts. We're going to go out there and springboard, and I'll stand up and do no. There wasn't anything behind it. She set this thing up out of nowhere. It's BS. No one cares about this match. But
there was no substance to it.
I think we do get a big payoff here. Post-match, they're beating down Tiffany. And here comes Jade for the save. Mind you, a much different looking Jade. Like she means more business here.
I love it, man.
At one point, though, man, I didn't know if that top was going to hold up. That thing might have been the MVP, man. That thing looks like it was about to bust.
Her arms were so jacked as well, dude. She looked in absolute.
She might have been hitting them bands like right for the TV Richards Fitness right before she went out there. But
she was oiled up too, bro. She even oiled herself up to make it look even more better.
And so she saves Tiffany, but I'll tell you what, it seemed like it genuinely shocked the audience when she turned and she kicks Tiffany in the head.
I saw it coming from a mile away.
That pop from the audience seemed like it genuinely got them.
Well, that's weird. Yeah, it did sound like that. It did for real, but I saw that. Come on, the way she was acting, you knew she was going to turn like easily. Didn't you see it coming?
I'll be honest with you 100%. I was watching this thing, watched the whole show through, took notes on everything.
Information.
No. It was just one of those things. Like this match was so stupid, had nothing that was intrigued to me because there's no reason to connect with any of these characters. It was like a glance up, and I kind of glanced up and I heard the pop. I was like, "Oh, Jade kicked her in the head. Great." So let's continue on with why, we have to move so damn fast. We can't let the consumer digest, enjoy everything. They have a segment, just an interview segment. What 2 spots later on the show? Jade gives go ahead.
I wanted to quickly point out because you clearly missed this part. Did you notice her forehead? Jade's, that is.
Yeah, she still had it where she was split open. They mentioned it on commentary.
But this time they put makeup sort of over it, right? So it kind of looks like, I don't want to say like she's a cyborg. That's why I said like a Terminator. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know if they're trying to portray like she's a half machine, not in real life.
Oh, great. So more stupid cosplay.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we're gonna start hearing.
Well, instead of Storm from Marvel, now she's
Terminator,
Cyborg
baby.
from DC.
We could do that. Or Terminator.
Yeah. So more cosplay bullshit where she's supposed to be a serious ass kicker now. So, all right. So then, breaking news. Let's try to get a word with her here. What happened? What's going through your mind? And I did. She gave a good reason. You know what I learned? Like when I had my face caved in, I had to sit there and think about this. I thought people were going to cheer, be supportive about patience, and she has played that waiting game.
Oh,
she's like,
she sure has. She sure has.
Right, she has, but it hasn't been working out. But now she's like, you know what? No, I'm going to be that bitch. I'm going to start taking what's mine.
That's a gimmick, really. That's what she used to do in AEW, pretty much.
Right. That's what they want from her. That's where she excels the best. Not that going out flexy, smiley bullshit that she had been doing, all that. It's when she's an ass kicker and matches are short, sweet, and she beats you down. That's her. The baddies.
Simple, exactly.
Very, very simple. And it took them this long to figure that out because you know why? Because they thought, just like the bull crap in that match you're telling me that I should have liked, that shouldn't have been anything like that, that they're sitting there trying to showcase the women doing all that. They don't need to be all of that. Jade Cargill is a freak specimen. She is a superstar. She is a spotlight. She doesn't need to go out there and wow you moveset marks for 20 minutes. He just needs to go out there and beat bitches down.
She's the total opposite. Absolutely right. No, you're right.
And they should just be doing.
I do think she'll be the one that actually becomes a new WWE Women's Champion. She's going to throw
Here's the problem. Here's the freaking problem with that. Now we're like, oh damn, we got a turn here. We like this Jade. We like this Jade. And then boom, they announce that she gets a championship match next week.
That's how it works in pro wrestling. You just show up, make a statement.
Why can't we build this team? Why can't we let this digest? I mean, after the attack, you know what you should have done? You should have had her below. Who tried to get in her? It wasn't Redmond. Who's the other one that does it backstage? But
Kathy Kelly, whatever the name is.
Yeah, Kathy Kelly. You should have looked at her. Maybe not even said anything. Just give her the look and just left, or just like bitch, step off. And then we're leaving. Now we're wanting more of those answers. We're wanting those. Give us a couple weeks. This could be something. This could be something at the end of the year.
Show up the week after to make an explanation or whatever.
Hey, or you just did it to Tiffy because you just went after the top dog. That's all attention. It's like the prison rules, right? Knock out the biggest, baddest dog in the yard.
Yeah.
Go up to the champ. Well, she could have come out and just start beating up other people too. Like no one's safe. This is Jade right now. I'm coming for what I want. But no, we don't get any time to digest that, to enjoy it, to process it. Nope. Well, championship match next week. Tune in Saturday night's main event. We didn't need that match on the card, but no, we already got 2 other big championship bouts on that. Here's one that's just a throwaway.
I mean, well, I can't even add to that. You're right. But does she become the champion next week, you think?
No. Why?
You don't think so? You think Tiffy will still be champ? Even though they've put her so far down, even as champion right now.
You know what? Again, this is another opportunity. Tiffy wasn't the crown jewel. That should be a humbling moment for her. Next week, I would actually, you know what I'd really do at Saturday night's main event?
What's
Tiffy
that?
doing her entrance or walk to the ring or whatever. I just have Jade whoop her ass. Don't even have the match.
That would be great too.
That Jade is
get her out on the stretcher.
Jade is sending a message. I'm going to take that title with this attitude, with this new attitude in WWE. Finding who out I am. But Tiffy, you're going to sweat it. You're going to sweat it out. I'm going to come take it. I'm going to come take it. So in that, now you have Tiffy, who was humbled at Perth. Now she's got this freaking real bully, this monster chasing after her.
Right.
She's got to realize, her being selfish and stuck up and conceited and manipulative and conniving and all that wasn't the best way. Now you can start teaching Tiffy lessons and change her character, that there is a big badass bully seriously on her tail now.
I agree.
We won't get any of that. We won't get any of that.
We won't get any of that. 100% we won't. But what I think they are doing to her, I think they're testing her out, dude. She's starting to look like she's getting the boo-boo face. And I think they want to see if she can handle a whole bunch of shit.
You might be right on that. They might say, hey, it's time. And that's a very real thing. I mean, it's cool off time for you. Well, it's everywhere in wrestling. I remember having a conversation with Amos, who over a year and a half, me and him worked together so tight, building the PW, Professional Wrestling Alliance.
That's pretty cool.
Brother, the reality of it is, when I had to go to him and say it's time for a change, we're putting the belt on Carson, you would have thought that I would just hug him with one hand and stabbed him in the back with the other.
Shit.
Our friendship stopped.
Oh, come on, bro. Over imaginary bullshit scripted pro wrestling?
We didn't speak for months. Couldn't book him for anything. He walked out of the company that night. He had some PR appearances with us, said, I'm not doing those. We're seeing some other shows. We stayed away from each other. We barely talk to this day because of that. So when you tell a champ like that, especially somebody who's new that's on that top with that fame, that eats them up. That's real talk, man. And that happens across the entire board in professional wrestling.
The ego is so fucking they truly believe that they're the best in the world because someone wrote for them to be champions.
Well, you get in it because you sell that. You have to believe that.
I
want that in a person. Like when I left the Professional Wrestling Alliance, I have ill will towards them still. And people have asked me to talk about it. There is no payday. What's my payoff for that? I've actually elevated. I'm above them. I'm above where they're at. So there's no reason for me. But there's a lot of BS I don't like about what happened in that. And it was because I had open reins and they pulled them tight on me. They said, the money guys were like, we don't want to do it that way anymore. And I looked at them and I said, well, I think you guys are idiots.
They wouldn't even attempt it, like even try just to see, like.
No, I mean, one of the things I got and it was, I mean, I was pretty difficult to work with them on. It was go, go, go. We got to do it this way. It's got to be full throttle.
Because they're not listening to you, but I would be too. Like,
and I'd always get too, like, well, Ben, how I mean, because I preach the way that Ben had always taught me stuff.
yeah.
I always get that. He ain't always right. I was like, well, he's a lot more right than you idiots are. And I learned from him. That's where I get my ideology from. So, and I'm the one that knows the marketing. But that is a very real thing. Like, so with a talent like that, when you give them that spotlight and ask them to step out of it, then it will affect them. And one of the things I guess that I'm not trying to throw Scotty on the bus because he took such great pride. That company would have not have had the great start that it did without a talent like Scotty Amos, a guy we could put our belt on that would go do all the PR. I mean, I remember one show. It was like one of the hottest days of the summer. It was July 3rd. I remember because it was a show on my birthday. We did it. It was a free show for the vets. So no one was getting paid. Huge crowd. I think there was like 800 people there.
Shit.
And they're into it. And Scotty, the Great American Champ's, taking on a Russian guy in a flag match. And we got the ring surrounded by veterans. At one point, the Russian was going for the flag, and bikers stepped in the way and stopped him.
Like legit from the crowd.
Like I'm out there ringing out, and I'm like, shit. Like I don't know if I'm good. These guys right grab him, and the Russian guy too. Even he was like, shit. He was like, I'm pretty good in these situations because he's a pretty good vet. And he's like, man, I even got a little nervous for a minute. Here's how good it was,
bro. Absolutely.
Here's how good it was. After the show, we had to sneak the Russian out because everybody else went out and hung out, like out of character.
Real heat there. That's
we had to sneak him out. We had to sneak him out. It was freaking great, man. But
that's the best feeling when it comes off too, when it works.
But it's hot.
Imagine the euphoria.
So I'm in the cantina afterwards, cooling down. I'm actually in there with Man Beast. We're in there having a drink. Again, it's my birthday. We're celebrating. Dr. Ted and I. He was our agent. A kid comes in and he got there late and he missed the show and he's in tears. Little 6-year-old. Okay. Right. And a lot of the wrestlers had left, and he wanted to meet the champ. He wanted to meet Amos. Amos was already 45 minutes away, turned around and drove back to meet this kid.
No shit.
And spent like an hour with this kid just hanging out, talking wrestling, taking pictures, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's the kind of commitment that he had to being the champ. So when we came in and just said, dude, that's over, it's done, it hurts. It takes that away from you.
Absolutely would hurt, man. I can only imagine, but that's
now,
unfortunately.
Like one of the lessons that I learned that how probably should have been handled on my end, and I learned this later from Ben, when you go to approach somebody like that, it's just not immediately your time's up, we're going in another direction. You need to have a legit plan laid out for them.
Yeah,
this is your direction. You're just as important to this company. You're actually so important. You don't need a belt. Now we're going to make something very personal for you, a program that can thrive without a championship. But as we theme in the show, you've been mentioning regular, Jimmy. Do you believe that if they are telling Tiffany that her time's coming to an end, they're not laying out, but you're not going to be champ, but we've got this great program for you. They're not doing any of that because they don't have that in their mind.
I think once the belt is taken off her, I think we won't see her on television for a few weeks. They'd be surprised if they do that.
There's a great opportunity here to evolve her character, to humble her, make her more likable, again, as the character.
And also, is it just me or she leaned down a little bit? She also seems a lot thinner suddenly. I'm talking about Tiffy, obviously. But anyway, we did spend a lot of time on that.
Yep. We do have, let's talk about dead segments here. They're a complete waste here. We get matches announced for last week. Carmelo Hayes is in an interview. Who's he taking on here? Yes Boy 2. We get that match set up for.
What was up with that? Yeah, where's the other Yes Boy? Injured again?
I guess so. So we're not even getting the good Yes Boy. We get Yes Boy 2.
Yes Boy 2.
They're
done, bro. They're done.
Kit? Dude,
yeah, Kit. I forgot his last name, but Kit. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Dude, unless you're a talking car, you're not getting over with a name like Kit.
What about Kit? Billy Gunn's real name.
That's why I changed it to Billy. Unless we can get what's Ernest Miller doing? Unless we can get like the cat.
The cat.
You can get Kit Kat. Maybe you get there and do some dancing together. You might be able to get over there. Yeah, so we get that match.
I love
we
it.
get that match next week. We
Have a
also, yeah, there we go. That'd be the dance break I know here. Have a break. It's Kit Kat. They come out.
That's
That'd be
awesome.
like the Netflix special when you guys pay.
Oh.
You don't pay for advertising. You get the Kit Kat break.
That is fucking brilliant. That is so fun. That is great, man. I'm gonna hashtag that shit. This is Kit Kat. Get that shit
Kit Kat
hashtag.
break. Yeah, the new dance break there. We
Oh,
also
that's
next
cool.
week are going to get Bliss and Flair. They are headed to Raw. I actually am excited for that because in this women's tag division, as bad as tag wrestling is in WWE, really in all of professional wrestling, there is some potential here with the WWE women's. You got the two girls on top, Bliss and Flair, that are spectacular. They're superstars. Bailey and Bird Girl are going to be good in the ring. I'll tell you what, it really does have me excited inside the WWE Universe. Probably the best thing from this week happened on Monday night. You guys didn't talk about it a whole lot. That freaking video package, the vignette from the Bakuki Warriors. Oh my God, that was good, man. That got me excited for some stuff. Okay.
That was great. That was very well done, man. I like that. It was very cinematic too. You know what I mean? The music, the background.
I liked it. So, they put everybody on notice. So hopefully they get involved there. So I'm looking forward to that. But then next week, and we got this another stupid setup in the back that no one cares about. Bliss versus Nia Jackson. Oh, I know about best friends. Don't you know? God.
Long-term storytelling right there.
Yeah.
Rick. Come on.
Yeah.
They go way back. You know what I mean? At least they acknowledge all that shit. At least.
This is just dead air. We could be doing some stuff. There's too much talking, too much walking, not enough action, zero excitement.
Too much walking.
That's WWE.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Everyone's crying. Everyone's, I don't know, man. I just noticed that the morale on SmackDown, particularly, just looking at their body languages, a few of the wrestlers, I feel like it's very low.
Because they know this is crap. They know
that's what
this
I mean.
is absolute crap creatively that they're being given here.
It's sad, dude. It's sad. And I'm just hoping it's not ChatGPT, whatever the hell is booking this thing. It's just, I don't know, man. It's all over the place again. I thought we're going to start a new leaf.
What AI's booking stuff for guys that aren't even with the company anymore. They're booking stuff for Bobby Lashley.
I mean, don't even get me. Have you seen what AI can do to wrestling? I'm telling you, pro wrestling should be worried.
No, pro wrestling, that it will kill it. That it will absolutely kill it. AI,
I'm telling you,
AI artificial, and this entire thing. And I heard you talking about this with Ved, and I think I'm on his side with this thing. It's cute, it's funny, but if you're using AI as marketing, anything like that, you are not creative. You are not doing
anything. What they're doing, dude. They're dumbing us down, if anything.
And so WWE, it's artificial intelligence. You can never replace that human element, that emotions that we feel, that you're able to write the characters and stories that connect with individuals. So all you're doing with this company, with the AI thing that they've got here, this new program that they're working with the White House on, the CIA op shit.
Have you seen that shit as well? Yeah, even the Charlie Kirk shit, that shit that you're seeing, most of it is AI too, bro.
They're feeding all this in. So how far back? What in the library is getting fed into this AI machine to come up with new stories for these characters? Now we know. Bobby Lashley they don't even realize this isn't with the company, but the proposed thing was that he was obsessed with Japanese culture and wrestling, and he would use that.
Doesn't even make sense.
Well, how'd that work for Lord Tensai? That was that same thing. That was the exact same gimmick. Yeah, Prince Albert.
I mean,
how did that get him over? How do you think that felt? So talk about a Prince Albert. It would probably feel better to get a barb driven through your bell head than the Lord Tensai gimmick. And that's the kind of brilliance that this early incarnation of AI is spitting out here. No,
I mean,
how about get off your freaking ass? Don't be afraid to push the envelope. Get an energy where people want to be involved in your show from a worker standpoint, from a viewer standpoint. It's not that difficult. Not that difficult. There's people with a lot higher pay grades than you and I. You and I just spitballed a few ideas that were light years ahead of what they got. Imagine if they had people that actually, had spent their lives studying this business. Outside.
And there are. people there that fucking have been there, you know, and done this business forever. That's why I know they can't be that stupid. But I want to ask you this, Vic.
Triple H can't honestly look at this
himself
words.
You took my words,
and
right.
say this is good. He can.
So then who's in control?
No way he honestly looks in a mirror and can admit to himself that this is good.
I agree with you. But also what Mike Martin says in the chat, you know, is a good point. If they get paid up front from all the TV deals and all that shit, like even with ESPN, for example, do they need to, like, you know, they phone it in. It feels like they just phone it in.
Those are two different departments here. The real stars here are the Shark agents and sales team that are pushing this at TKO. That's completely different than the creative. You know, creative, you didn't do anything. They're not coming in because your edgy stories or, you know, people just got to see it because it'd be across the board. That's not the case. That people are buying up front, that you're getting corporate sponsorship. You're weeding out the actual people that want to be a part of your product, that want to enjoy it. Imagine how great it could be if they all were good, but they're not.
I mean, you're right. And yes, he was, Zane. As a matter of fact, Triple H was a mark for Ric Flair and Harley Race. No doubt about it. Heck, even his former coach, wasn't his coach, what's his name?
Who? He's training with Killer Kowalski with Steve.
Yeah, Killer Kowalski, exactly. Killer Kowalski was also one of his favorite wrestlers growing up.
Yeah. But trained with him. And actually, at one point, I did ask Strangler. I asked Strangler about that point blank.
Yeah, Strangler was also, he was.
They were there together. They were there together.
I knew that. Right. Exactly.
I asked Strangler about today's WWE creative and what would Killer say about that, or, you know, what did they learn about creative back in school? And Strangler straight up told me, it was on air. Said, you know, back then it was more spot show. So they just worked on in-ring, you know, moves, in match storytelling.
Right.
They didn't do a lot of long-term stuff like that, just because that's just not how their schedule was structured.
But it still made sense, at least for the most part.
But yeah, there's no way that those guys look at themselves in the mirror and say this is great creative, and it's not. Jimmy, what would you rate this show here this week right now?
Oh man, 2.5 maybe if you're lucky.
All right, you are a kind giving man heading into the holidays. I am giving it one. Wow. I almost want to give it half of a. I'm not even going to give it. It's not even getting a face slap. It's just getting one finger.
Just one of these ones.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big statement, man. See, and people think we're WWE bots and we just shit on AEW. Look what we're saying here, dude. Come on. But just want to put it out there because, you know, we get accused of bullshit. But look, man.
Speaking of AEW, what are you guys talking about on Wreckage?
Exactly what you just said. Freaking AEW, man. We'll be talking about, of course, all your AEW news and matches and shows. Yeah, so look forward to that. 11 a.m. Eastern, Sunday mornings for Wreckage with myself and, of course, the Vet, the best in the world, the Vet, that is. So yeah, we of course we'll be breaking all that down. The thing about AEW though, as bad as it can get, it, you know, we have a laugh. You can have a laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? You can at least laugh. Whereas WWE really pisses me off when they don't get shit right. Because you know
what? Maybe something you could ask Fed. I'd love to hear his opinion on this thing. And
please,
he covers across the board. Maybe throw TNA in there as well, because they had a major letdown. You come off your hottest shows, biggest shows of all time, records here domestically, people around the world talking about you. How you followed up? Oh, let's run a clip show. Jesus Christ. I talk about fumbling, dropping a ball. But something maybe you can ask the Vet. And I'll ask you here real quick. You make that comparison, and the frustrations are there across the board. With WWE, it's like you see something, it's like, man, and you completely miss. With AEW, it's like, just get out of your own way. It's like you're drowning, literally, no pun intended, in your own ignorance. It's like, and in TNA, it's almost like they're afraid to step into the spotlight. Which one do you actually see having the most ability to change for the best?
Well, really, oh, man, it's tough. I think AEW's got the potential, really, if, like you said, if Tony can just, if he can just let his ego go and admit that maybe I need a bit of help to do this stuff.
Keyword, delegate.
Right. Exactly. Delegate. Get your team together and fucking start talking, man, on how you're going to do this shit. Delegate. Like you said, keyword, delegate. Get together, work some shit out, and let's move on, and for the good, for the better. But again, I just see the difference is, and I said this, I think, on Like a Raw. First of all, Tony with his, with the Jaguars, for example, and Fulham, the soccer club, he's got a whole bunch of people, you know what I mean, that are taking care of shit there. So, he doesn't look that bad when he's around those teams, right? But in AEW, he's pretty much doing it on his own, and it shows. And if reports are true, he clearly doesn't want anyone to help him, dude. Like, it just feels like I don't know if it's his ego or he truly feels he's better and like than anyone else, and he knows pro wrestling. That's why he does freaking tag matches left and right. It's multi-man tag match. It doesn't end, bro. He's the man for multi-man. You know what I'm saying? And it drives me nuts. But like
I would agree with you. I agree with you all there. I agree with him. It says there's no team when it's all about you, and that is that mindset there. He thinks he's got it figured out, but it's hopefully in those years that it sets in with him. It's like, bro, and I think again with my question, I think the one that shows the most encouragement as a wrestling fan, sadly, is AEW. WWE, I've been saying it for weeks. And the first people initially, they just dismissed it. Like, what are you talking about, man? It's the stupidest thing I ever heard. But I think it's starting to be a realization. TKO is not in the pro wrestling business. No. They are not. It is a product and a catalyst for them. They are in big events, branding, and distribution. It can be applied to their strategy, can be applied to anything. And when that happens, you see it like in restaurants, like a burger, when a big conglomerate buys them out, they don't give a shit about the quality of the product coming off the line that's going over that counter. They do not. They care about that bottom line. Same thing. McDonald's is not in the restaurant business. The franchisees are, but McDonald's is in the real estate and branding
business as well, because really they're making money off everyone else buying the franchise.
Well, that's their property.
Right, exactly.
McDonald's owns like 87% of the property. So those people have to pay rent. Those people have to pay the employees. They got to buy the products and all that. And then McDonald's just brands it and sells that name for you. Right. So McDonald's Corporation is not in the restaurant business. Just the franchisees are. So that's why. Right. But those people care about trying to make a good product, about you want to come back. That's why there should be a disconnect, a difference that creative sucks. Oh, buddy, but the gates are rocking and the distribute. Completely different conversations.
But you know what? To their credit for I don't know how it's happening, but I mean, they are killing it when it comes to that. I don't know how and why. The international stuff has really helped them out too, to be fair.
Because people are so starved. They're so starved for something like that.
Right. It's true.
But eventually that bubble is going to burst, and TK already has their out because the Saudis are going to pay him $20 to $30 billion.
And that's the end game, Rick. And I'm not looking forward to that, dude, because I know, everyone knows the end game is going to be the Saudis freaking buying it. And then that's when, we say now that WWE doesn't feel like WWE now, like it's lost its soul. That will be truly the death of WWE once that happens, dude. And it's not if, it's when.
Yeah, it's just when that bubble burst and they tap out their top market there, they know the Saudis will pay any price to get that. Right now it's $20 billion, but by the time that WrestleMania rolls around out there, could be $30 billion. And I think it's going to be what's going to be. Ben and I were talking about this last Monday. Why did Nick Khan feel the need to come out and reassure everyone that people will travel to Saudi for WrestleMania? Why do you have to say that? That's marketing. You say stuff like that because it's bullshit and you're trying to defend it and cut it off, or try to make it happen the other way before it backfires on you. It's going to be
Yeah.
very interesting to see how the presentation and what kind of draw, how that audience looks in a couple months when the Royal Rumble is there.
Oh, wait till Mania the year after too. My God, dude.
We're going to get that first taste, and it's going to be a propaganda bullshit parade. There isn't anyone going to be traveling to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania.
I'm curious about that. I do think there'll be a few fans.
It's going to be packed. It's going to be packed.
But then again, it's already bought out, isn't it? So how are they going to get tickets?
Well, they're going to go on sale for a resale market. They're going to do everything they can to bring outside tourism, and it's going to be so crooked and it's so fixed. They're going to go out and buy groups of people, give them hotel rooms, give them flights for like $10. That's how it's going to be done. This is going to be a propaganda BS. I don't know, just
a propaganda freaking bullshit. That's what it's going to be.
I know, but yeah, it's going to be disgusting.
Yeah, it's not cool, man. It's not good. They've pimped themselves out, man. And they're still, even with all the one thing you can say about Vince, yeah, Vince is this and Vince is that. But you know what? He would have never pimped WWE out the way he did, the way they are now. Put it that way. But unfortunately, he did sell the company out of spite, in my opinion. I still truly believe that.
Vince might have the last laugh, because it's very possible that if he can outlive this whole thing, by the time the Saudis buy it, he might be back in charge.
Oh, they don't give a fuck about any sort of controversy either. So, yeah, believe me, if they did take over, they probably will do that.
Do you think the Saudis care about if you shit on someone's head? They cut people's heads off. They don't care if you shit on them.
Actually, let me tell you something quickly before we do go. You know what they're doing in the UAE and Saudi Arabia right now? I don't know if you've heard this, but a lot of women are flying over from all over the world. Like, have you heard of the rapper, what's the name? Oh my God, starts with S. Sweetie, like Sweetie.
Have you heard of it or whatever? The jeans.
She's a chick, right? Lady, she hasn't been really doing too much in the music game. But get this. She's been flying back and forth from the UAE, from Dubai. And apparently what they've been doing over there, a lot of women, and I've watched shit about this, they literally go there to get shat on and get paid like a good 20 G's per trip just to get pissed on and shat on, bro. And allegedly, and I say that allegedly, she's also doing that. So they're paying big bucks to get shat on, bro. It's a fact.
Oh, I guess for that kind of money, defecate all over me.
People are weird, dude. I don't get it, but if that's their thing, if that's what they like, and if the girl doesn't want it,
I pay with my money and my time for WWE to metaphorically defecate on me, so why not just give me real cash and really do it?
Oh man, they've already defecated on us how many times, bro?
Hey, before we get out of here, though, I do want to pimp for those that are still with us this long. We appreciate you. But coming up this Monday Locker Room, high noon, CW the 26th, 27th, Ben Hameen, RBV, and the Hustler, Rip Rogers.
Oh, no way. Rip Rogers is joining you guys for the Monday Locker Room?
Yeah, and that's an old graphic. You can delete that. We're not at 3 anymore. We're at noon. We're at noon.
Well, there's no update over here, unfortunately.
Yes. We've been at noon for months.
Anything else?
Nope. But we got Rip coming on with us Monday. Do not miss that.
Yeah, I know. I never really missed the Monday Locker Room. I tuned in this past week's one as well, which I thoroughly enjoyed as per usual. But now that Rip Rogers is joining you guys, I'm definitely going to be tuning in live straight off the bat. I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, just wanted to point out. Rick, anything else?
I'm good, brother. Get us out of here.
That's it. Well, as far as I go, you can follow me on the Twitter, obviously, at the PWC Network. Also, look out for the wreckage, as I said earlier, with myself and the vet, which is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on Many Groups YouTube channel. And of course, Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, it is I Like It Raw with myself and Big Ray Hernandez, where we break down Monday Night Raw. So till next time, I guess, Rick, we're out. We can take it home.
Halloween Havoc night, NXT on the cock.
On the cock. And look, I was just going to say that. Whoop, whoop. And also, please like and subscribe right here on our Media Group's YouTube channel. Keep spreading the word. You guys have been doing great for us, so keep doing it because we would really appreciate it. But in saying that, you have been watching the SmackAttack live right here on Humming Media Group's YouTube channel and on channelattitude.com. But till next time, I am Jimmy T. He is R to the B to the V. And we say a peace. Laters.
Oh, wait, that's that nigga, you that grip. Yeah, that fool is. Break him on, Robert in. What's up here? Can I get the meds? Nigga, you delinquent. Can I get those in? Hey, nigga, pay this nigga. What's that? I ain't got your here. Well, yo, check this out, nigga. What's up, bro? What's that? What's up? You don't want... Yeah, motherfucker. I'll be back, though. I'll be back. Oh, yeah, you ain't never coming back. Yeah, nigga. You know I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Chat like that. And I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Chat like that. You know I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Chat like that. And I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Creeping in, we can get with these. The chronic, slinging fat keys from my block. And it don't stop. Tell me where you wanna go. To the strip or take a trip ballin' with the bro. My shit off in your system attacks. Endo smoke go in your lungs like that. You get lifted, calm, and a fist of bomb. Taken away like hell gone. Vietnam, California, back in on the mission. Proving the point, in my game ain't no fucking competition. They wishing but run up on reality. CPT, CAL, my locality. It's strange how I rearrange and change the business by dropping shit like this. So, niggas can't cope with the real. I feel penitentiary still when I kill it goes like that, like that. And I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Like that. You know I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Like that. And I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. Like that. You know I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back.
Straight up. Now you niggas know where my homie coming from. So quit the chit chat before you find yourself flat on your biz ass. Boom, it's 9 Deuce. Dr. Dre say sitting on his eye. It don't stop, treating busters just like a punk ass kid's eye. B.I.